Hey, Parker.
What's up?
Welcome to the
Hi.
bench.
Yeah, that's right.
So here's my question for you today. What are some of the things that you do to feed a healthy partnership and or a healthy team?
Good question. I think we learned early on from our mentors that an emotional check-in, a personal check-in, is a really wonderful way to start work. So typically for years now, when you and I sit down to get something going, unless you're kind of bright and cheery and shiny,
Yeah.
I'm almost always, I'll be like, hey,
What's going
how's your
on? How you
weekend?
doing?
Yeah. And vice versa, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you're always there to do the same for me. So having that ability to not feeling like I have to check all of my personal emotions at the door and just get to work and
Yeah.
bottle that stuff up is huge. And so, and it may be I want to share something amazing first before we get into work, or that I'm just had a kind of a rough morning. So,
I think that an important point in that is that work for us is personal.
Yeah.
And it isn't important to separate the two. It's actually the opposite. It's important to figure out how do you merge the two so
Yeah.
that what you're spending your time doing on a daily basis feels personal and important.
Yeah. Totally with that.
So I would add another thing that we tend to do is really pay attention to what we're trying to accomplish and then what posture supports that end goal.
Yeah.
So if we're trying to think of lots of ideas, we're not sitting down.
Right, totally.
We'll get the team up
Yeah.
and moving around.
Yeah. I also, to add to that, I'd say that, when we're working remotely, we often just hop on a hangout or something
Yeah.
so that we can see each other. I think body language is so important in a lot of the work that we do. And oftentimes I know that we're both guilty of I'll be saying something to you and you're kind of sounded tuned out, or vice versa. I'm tuned out because I'm reading my email while you're talking to me, and so just being on video is a really great way to stay in touch and in tune.
And I think one of the best decisions that we made early on is to be committed to physically seeing each other in person every single month.
Yeah.
Whether or not there's a job that that's gonna bring us together, that
Yeah.
has been a really important part of remotely collaborating.
Yeah, totally. And then, I'd say in the end, there's something about being friends, which is not necessarily something that is promoted in the office place, right? To be friends or friendly with each other. It's not, you're not supposed to be mean, but I think that's been a big part of our success, is just that that we've been able to be really close. And I know about your family and what's going on with those guys and what you guys do for vacation and vice versa. And
Yeah.
I don't know, I think that really plays into the dynamic.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are some of the things that you guys do to feed your partnership or to feed a team to make
Yeah.
sure that you guys are all really tight?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.